He looks like he knows what's happening.
Oh, come here. Come here. No. He's really depressed.
Good morning, guys. What's up? I hope everyone's having an awesome day and welcome back to the videos where today we're
He's his manhood.
we're chopping Doug's dick off. Dickless Doug is what he's going to be known as now. Great, I probably just lost monetization, but nah, Mr. Bubs is getting de-sexed today.
He hasn't had breakfast.
I think he's more upset about the fact that he hasn't eaten in more than 6 hours. Oh, Douglas, it's okay.
He hasn't been to the vet since the last time he was traumatized there, so
yeah.
when we drive there.
He's getting so big though. Look at him. Remember our little tiny puppy? He's huge. And he's so ugly. Dougie, look at me. Dougie. Oh, okay, you're getting pretty cute now, I'm not gonna lie. So this morning we have a few little jobs we have to go get done. We have to go drop Doug off for his appointment, as well as we were also gonna go to Bunnings and go get some more cardboard so we can get started on the undertray for the RX7 today. I really want to smash that thing out. Shouldn't be too difficult to do today because the undertray, I marked it all out yesterday and I sort of know or have an idea exactly what I want to do, and there's not really much I have to really look out for because it is just dead space. So I'm probably gonna have to make a few brackets, but apart from that, we should be sweet. But first of all, look at him go. Douglas. He's not even looking at us anymore. Oh, don't lick my camera lens again, I just cleaned it. Sarah's freaking out. His toys are all out and he's not here.
Oh my god, how bizarre.
Went down to Super Cheap on the way back home as well. Grabbed some Wrinkle Black as well so we can finally do the little top piece in Wrinkle Black as well as all the bits that we're going to do today. So, at the moment it is currently very hot outside. It is currently, I think, around about 32, 33 degrees and it is barely 10. So, yeah, it's going to be a hot one today, but we'll get downstairs. I'll get another big box so that way we can hopefully mark it all up. Hell to the year. Oh, and also as well, I didn't let you guys know, but we're actually doing a 10-week challenge, like a fitness challenge, with my neighbor Ram Media, or Ram Personal Training. So he's got us like full-on meal plan, everything else as well, counting calories, also going out doing exercise each day and stuff like that. So I've never had breakfasts as big as this. Yesterday I was like full with everything, but so good. I'll leave his link in the description down below. If you guys want to come to the 10-week challenge with me, it'd be insane. I'll make a video at the end of 10 weeks, like my progress and stuff like that, and how much I've changed and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm 2 days in and I'm loving it. So good. Rightio guys, so this is as far as we got yesterday. As you can see, we made this cool little alloy piece that sort of sits just across here. It is actually threading a little bit too much there at the moment, but it seals off the entire top side of the radiator, which is sick. So we still have to do some little tiny ones down the sides there, and also down there, as well as try and make an air deflector of some description for the pods right there. So, but today is the main thing, which I think will really help out, is covering up this massive big hole at the bottom of the car. So to give you guys a little bit of a recap, it's got a front mount intercooler. The front mount then had absolutely no under tray whatsoever, and also the radiator and everything else sits on an angle that points down like that. So all the air was going straight through the intercooler, taking the path of least resistance, going straight down the bottom and underneath the car. So yeah, it's got some good fans on it. It's got everything else as well, everything else it needs. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, along with our air scoop and along with our bottom tray, then we should be sweet. So yeah, there's only one way to find out, and that is by doing. So I have this massive big cardboard box here. Be able to use this to make a nice big template, and we'll go from there. Right, so I set up underneath the car, and once again, it made a really rough template. I just quickly move that out of the way there. So you can see, it sort of bows around from the very edge, and then the tow hook sort of sits in here, and then it follows down with the original ducting down the very side here. So you can see that it sort of bows out wide, comes around, there's the tow hook, and then the original ducting that sort of sits there. So we're going to be making it just as wide as that right there. So this goes around the very front, bolts to all the factory locations, comes around the very edge, and then you have the tow hook that sits right there, and then coming around the side here, this is where it juts back out, so we can actually attach this up to the factory ducting to try and make it a little bit stronger. And then after that, we have my little scoop there, which we're going to be attaching to the bottom of this, but first of all we need to cut out this original shape. So I'm going to quickly get the grinder out, we're going to quickly cut this, and it should look really good. That was actually cut a whole lot nicer than I originally thought it would. So yeah, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly grab the jack. We're going to see if we can sort of jack it up into place and see if I need to trim out anything else. And then after that, we can actually start making up the center section so we can put the vent in. So, looking really good though. I'm stoked. Alright, so this is what we've come up with for the bottom of here. So it's all jacked up at the moment. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some more of that thread sealer and just pinpoint where all these holes are that I need to drill and do everything. Once I've figured out that this is going to be sturdy enough to hold its weight, then I'll be able to go through and start mounting stuff, I guess, and put that under tray on with that scoop. I do think I will have to make a bracket for the center of it though, but that should be fairly simple, so it's looking really good though, really good. Okay, so the bolts I'm going to be mounting it with is all the ones that are basically up under here, so they'll be able to hold it up, no worries at all. And the same as these two little tiny bolts down here. So I'm going to quickly put some thread sealant on the top of every single one of them, jack up the gunner tray just like we did the last time, and then we know where to drill out all the holes. That stuff works wonders. Alrighty-o. Now I'm going to go on, quickly clean up all those bolts, take them all out, drill all through here, and then we should be sweet to mount this up, and then we can start working out where exactly we want our scoop to be. Alrighty, so this front bumper hasn't been off for a while. If you guys can see up here, there's actually some rusted screws in there, and I couldn't get them out, even though it's kind of just on the plastic on the other side. I'll have to take the whole front bar off to try and get them out, but I do have enough mounting screws to put it all up. Also, I put some foam underneath there, so that way that doesn't crack the radiator. So now I'm going to quickly jack up the under tray, and then I can sort of mark out exactly where I want to put stuff, and I can just check for clearance all around. So should be really sick. I'm also going to have to find out whether I need to put another strip of that foam underneath the radiator or not, so we'll figure that out as well. Right, yeah, let's get a jack. Right, so now we have the entire under tray all mounted. If you guys can see, it's actually looking really good, and this is that scoop that I was talking to you guys about a little bit before. But the scoop basically is just going to sit around about right there or so and pick up fresh air and direct it straight into the radiator. So really quickly, I am going to just mark that out exactly where I want it, and then we will start mounting that thing. Alrighty, so once again, I know it's rough, but please hear me out. I made this. It's cool. There you go, so you guys can kind of see. It's going to scoop up a whole lot more air. Now I'm going to bolt it up to the very side there, so that way no air can escape. And it's just going to funnel it all down up through to the radiator. That's sick. Rightio, so just like I thought, this is going to make this panel here so durable. it is going to be, well, yeah, Riley just said hopefully it doesn't get too loud or anything, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a pickup right there. It's not too big that you'll be able to see it from the front, and mind my horrible hole cutting, I'm going to quickly tidy them up with a Dremel. But yeah, looks amazing. So quickly bolt it up to the bottom of the car and show you guys exactly what it looks like. Alright guys, so it is a very hot day, and I will admit I have a massive headache, and this was sort of very rushed to get it into the point where it is at the moment. So it's not the cleanest, I will admit, but we do have it sitting up and underneath the car at the moment with all of its own bolts. So as you guys can see, once again, it's not the neatest job, and there's still a few bolts missing at the front, but you can see where the pickup is, which is amazing. If you actually have a look through, you can actually see the bottom of the radiator. So yeah, I mean, fingers crossed it actually does something. I mean, if it doesn't, then we're just gonna, you know, turf it, but whatever. Eventually, the most ideal thing is you go to a V-mount setup and get rid of the intercooler and stuff, but if this is gonna work for a little bit, then I'm friggin' stoked. So, oh man, I'm gonna clean up a little bit and call that a day. Man, it's hot. We can go pick up Bubs again. We have random nicknames for our dog, so please don't judge us. Bubs, Mr. Buble. Bubbles.
That was my favorite.
Bubbles. Yeah. Douglas Judith III. Doug Judy. We got all the names.
Douglas Judith.
Oh my god. Douglas! Hello! Oh, Mr. Bubs. He's so precious at the moment. He's very I don't know what you would call it.
Hopeless.
Not really in with it at the moment. He's kind of Douglas. It's okay. You're good. I'm sorry about your cone. So apparently they had to put an extra large cone on him because his nose is so long. And they do that with all the dash hounds apparently. He's not liking his cone too much. But yeah. He gets stuck on the rug every now and then.
Just stop moving, Zach. Just sit down.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Apparently it's going to take a little bit for him to get used to it, so. Hey guys, what's up? It's currently 2 days later, and as you can see, I'm very sunburned. We went out to Double Island Point yesterday just to have a little bit of a day off, and today I'm supposed to have another day off, but it's too nice of weather. I really want to get stuck into this thing, and I am so sore. I got thrown off the tube so many times yesterday. At the risk of sounding like that very horror song, my neck and my back really freaking hurts. That's okay, we'll live through it. At this current point in time, I have the undertray semi-attached at the moment. And also down here, I have my my Wrinkle black paint wrinkling up, hopefully. So I've got to do one more diagonal crosshatch sort of paint over it. And I've also put it over all of the other little bits as well, so hopefully sort of tie in the whole look and make it a little bit neater. But yes, as for the undertray, so unfortunately all of the bolts that are holding in this front bumper right here, I think 4 or 5 of them have all rusted through, and I can't get them out unless I take off the whole front bumper. That is something that I am going to do in the future, but I'm going to replace this entire front lip eventually with something completely different. Plus I also want to get in here and paint all of these coolers here as well. So that's going to be a mission for future Zach. But until then, and until we go along and paint this entire thing, I'm just going to drill it up and make sure it doesn't flop around or do anything crazy. So yeah. As you can see, the scoop looks functional. As you can see, you guys can actually see the radiator up through it. And I've also put that foam stuff on the bottom of the radiator, so that way it actually touches the entire way down. But looks great. Here's to hoping it works. It's a beautiful, cool day, and I really want to get the RX7 out today for a little bit of a drive, because I have sort of started it up in the driveway and just sort of moved it down. I think only like 4 times or so, but it's enough to make me worried. So I really want to go down to the park and go kick a soccer ball around for a little bit. Just try and get a little bit of my day off. But aside from that, yeah, I really want to get this thing out and take it for a little bit of a rip. The weather is beautiful. It's currently, I think, around about that 25 degrees. So hopefully we shouldn't have any overheating and we can actually take this thing for a little bit of a rip, which you guys will see in the video. Hopefully I might be able to mic up some of the exhaust and stuff like that. So be cool. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can find some screws so that way I can actually attach the splitter up. And yeah, we'll get to it. Oop. Another coat of paint on that thing. Hell yeah. Alright guys, so you can see the scoop there. She's all good. Now I'm going to quickly drop the car back down. I'm going to wait for this other little piece to start drying up. It's actually starting to look really cool already. You can see it's kind of got that, starting to get that awesome wrinkle effect to it, which absolutely looks so cool. I'm glad I did it to all these little bits as well because it actually came up super nice. But yeah, we're going to let that dry for probably about 2 hours or so. It's not sunny at the moment at all, so it's starting to look really nice and have a really cool textured finish. So gonna let that continue drying. One thing I will be doing soon anyway to fix up that bottom lip is I'm gonna take this black piece off here and paint it silver because it looks sick when it's color matched. Plus it's also got some really bad scratches all the way through it, especially down here. So we're going to be fixing up all that too, setting it all back, making sure she's all nice and smooth, and then trying to replicate the same finish as the car. So that's going to be interesting. It's a very big piece, probably the biggest and most noticeable piece I've ever painted, so it'd be interesting. So I definitely want to make sure I get that 100% perfect. So yeah, and then whilst I'm doing that as well, I'm also going to do these oil coolers at the same time. So we'll clean up this whole front end as well while we're waiting for more parts. I'm waiting for more parts at the moment, so thermostat and the 2 red caps. As soon as they come in, I can bleed this thing up again, just make sure I'm doing everything properly. And if stuff is still an issue after that, then we're going to look at changing around the radiator intercooler setup, because we can't have that overheating. It's always a pleasure getting this thing out of the garage. Oh, this is the first time I've actually standing outside with the new paint correction, but it's overcast. Sorry guys. She do be looking fine though. And I'll show you guys a little pickup on the bottom. You can barely see it, how good. All right, let's take it for a quick look. So unfortunately when I was washing it, I didn't get the chance to take it around and do a quick little lap like I wanted to. However, you know, today, beautiful, cool day, and I'm just being able to test these new sort of things, make sure they don't fall off. So yeah, here's to hopefully we don't rip off the underside of this tray, and we'll see how we go. But yes, I know you should take them for a little rip every single time you start them. That's what they need, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do that, so I apologize, rotary fanatics. I am getting there. I am learning slowly but surely. I love this thing. So we're currently just cruising through my sort of suburb, and I've just been trying to do a little bit of stop start, a little bit of everything. Been driving around for 5 minutes now, and we haven't got off 84. Massive improvement. Sorry about the horrible camera angle. Man, this thing sounds so good.